I remember trying to apply to pretty much every job that was available in my town, and everyone turned me down. In fact, they didn't even call me back. But I went from being dead broke, struggling, and barely making it as a janitor, which was the only job that I managed to get, to helping clients scale their businesses past 100K a month. Even at 19 years old, I already started to make a killing doing what I loved most. If I could go from being trapped in that intense scarcity to really living the life of my dreams, then so can you. And today I'm going to show you exactly how. Now make sure you stick around to the end of this so that you don't miss the surrender method. It's really powerful stuff. These shifts have helped change my life, and I hope that they can do the same for you. First of all, you have to understand the dissonance between expectations and reality. Dissonance means lack of harmony. And the fact is that for most people, what they think they should get from certain input and certain activity doesn't add up to what they actually end up getting. For example, I thought that if I worked really hard and for a lot of hours and I really poured my heart and soul in, then I should be making a lot of money, right? That's how it works. People who work harder make more. And because of that expectation, I was picking up any little side job that I could get. I was just trying to make a little extra and thinking this is how I'll get wealthy. And of course, that was not the case. In fact, the harder I worked and the more time I put in, the less it was smart work and the more it was me just digging myself an early grave. Even in the early stages of my coaching business, I remember developing RSI in my wrists, which basically made it so I could barely lift a fork and actually eat. Now, this was absolutely horrifying and something that I ultimately invoked upon myself by overworking. But if I would have known that pushing harder and doing more didn't equal better results, then I would have stopped a lot earlier. Instead, I damaged my health. Now, I was fortunate enough to be able to recover from that, and I took really good care of myself and I had good help and support systems. But again, that mistake could have been really, really detrimental to my overall life. The point is, I had a lot of weird looping thoughts, wishing for things to be different, wanting things to be different, but not realizing that I had to gain clarity. Because if you are uncertain and you don't have the knowledge that you need and you don't know exactly what you need to do to reach your goals, then yeah, you're gonna mess around a lot and do the wrong thing. Now, some people will argue, well, I do know what I'm supposed to do. I'm just not implementing it. I don't take action on it. And often the reason why that happens is still because of a lack of clarity. Let me explain real quick. If you thought that, okay, the way to build a big business and to make multiple six figures a year would be by just generating a lot of potential customers and then selling them something, then you'd be partly right, but you'd also be very, very wrong. Because if the offer doesn't hit with the audience, if your positioning isn't right, if in what you're delivering, the value doesn't exceed the price, then you're not going to make sales and your business is going to struggle. But when you work through each step of the process and you do it correctly, then you end up with a very profitable and a very healthy business where you don't have to work yourself to the ground just to make a living. Now, remember what I just said. It's when the value exceeds the price that the exchange happens. But there's one little key element that's missing there, and it's that the perception of value determines whether or not it exceeds the price. Even if you're working a normal job and you're just a civilian, then you should know that the reason why someone would pay you your salary is because they feel like the work you do outweighs the costs of having you be their employee. If that is not the case, you would not be getting paid. And the same goes for when you're running a business or making money in any which way. The key then, because it's depending on the perception of the buyer, is to find out what does the buyer value. An example from my end is I work with a lot of entrepreneurs, and even though we work on the personal growth side and trauma release and really processing our thoughts and getting good habit stacks, one of the main outcomes that clients really want from working with me is to make more money and to be wealthier and to have every area of their life really improve. So then I know that my offer and what I do has to speak directly to that. Understand how to tailor what you do to fit the perceived value. Don't go pushing what you want. Don't go pushing your agenda. Understand theirs. That is the key. You see, in an abundance mindset, you really are focused on how you can give to others and what they really, really want. Now, if you want help increasing your perceived value, crafting your offer, finding your ideal buyer, and really building a business to multiple 6 figures and maybe even 7 figures, and you want to join a really amazing community of awesome entrepreneurs, then go to erafael.com and sign up for a free consultation. This is only for you if you're serious about your growth and you really want to step things up to the next level. But again, if you want to take me up on it, erafael.com to sign up for the free call. Finally, you need the surrender method, because resistance is what perpetuates scarcity. Meaning, if you are fighting the marketplace and the natural order of things, you're putting yourself at a huge disadvantage, and this is exactly what I used to do. I would try to convince people that they should work with me. I would try to push, I would try to shove, I would try to really press into getting results, and it didn't work. What worked much better was just positioning myself better, being smarter about the way that I made my offer, understanding the psychology of the person who wanted to work with me and the real results that they desired and craved. Letting go of my old identity and wanting the money, and instead wanting to exceed the price, and instead wanting to give exceeding value. So if you want true abundance and you want to be a wealth magnet and you want to bring a lot of money into your life, forget about your needs and everything that's wrong with you or everything that you're struggling with, and start focusing on who you can serve and bring a lot of value to, so that they can't help themselves but to pay you in really vast quantities and vast amounts. Embed that into your new identity, take that on, and see how it fits you. I know for me, it changed my life. It really did. I became financially free. And I know you can too. I 100% believe in you. So go for it. Don't hesitate. Don't stop. Give it your all.